Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Khairul Anwar bin Ahmad Kamso. In this video, I will present to you about accounting recognition in Sukuk issuance. Firstly, we need to understand about the history of subject matter that we want to talk about. Sukuk is derived from the Arabic word which is sak, meaning the document or certificate. The plural of the documents known as sukuk. It is the Sharia-compliant financial instrument as an alternative to the conventional bond which involve the interest and it is contradicted to the Sharia principles. Okay, the issue that we want to discuss here is regarding the accounting recognition of the sukuk issuance, especially on behalf of the issuer, which will be recognized as liability side. But at first, we need to know the key points behind the sukuk, which the differences between sukuk and conventional bonds. Basically, sukuk is a financial instrument that an entity or institution want to get the financing from the public when they want to implement a development plan and need a large amount of funds. The differences between them are sukuk Sharia compliant financial certificates through which investor gain partial ownership on an issuer's asset until its maturity. While conventional bonds are financial certificates through which investors lend money to the issuer, indicating an obligation of repayment at maturity. The second one is bondholders receive regular payment interest, while sukuk holders receive a share of the profit generated by the underlying asset, which the profit payment cannot be guaranteed since it is part of the business that have been issued by the issuer as part of the ownership to the sukuk holder. Thus, it can be ventured into many contracts such as sukuk ijarah, sukuk murabahah, sukuk istisna, sukuk wakalah, and so on. Okay, now let's move to the accounting issues in sukuk issuance. As we know, there are two international accounting standards that has been used widely, which are International Financial Reporting Standard (IFRS) that has been practiced by International Accounting Standards Board (IASB) and Financial Accounting Standard (FAS) that has been practiced by AOFI. Meanwhile, in Malaysia, through Malaysia Accounting Standard Boards (MASB), they have developed the Malaysia Financial Reporting Standard (MFRS) by corroborating the IFRS with their own standard in order to comply with the Sharia principle. The purpose of this standard is to differentiate between Islamic accounting practices and conventional practices in recording bond. Since then, there are two suggestions in accounting theory which should be based on the provision of Islamic law along with other necessary principles and postulate that are not in conflict with Islamic law. The first one is establish the objective based on the spirit of Islam and its teaching, and then record and then consider this established objective in relation to contemporary accounting thought that has been practiced by MFRS in issuing sukuk in Malaysia. The second one is start with objective established in contemporary accounting thought, test them against Islamic law, accept those are with consistent with Sharia, and reject those are not. The first approach has been applied by MFRS and also known as IFRS compliant Malaysian Financial Reporting Standard in their sukuk financial reporting. Meanwhile, the second approach has been practiced by AOFI in issuing sukuk, especially in GCC countries. But the most notable issue for us to discuss with regard to the recognition of the liability side of the sukuk issue as well as their valuation method in terms of fair value measurement. Regarding the recognition of the liability side of the sukuk issuer, FRS 9 requires sukuk be recognized at the point when proceeds are received, which it will be measured at amortized cost. The originator will account for sukuk similar to a secured borrowing and will be classified as liability. Sukuk liability should be measured at amortized cost under MFRS 9 unless it is measured at fair value through profit and loss. This is because under MFRS 9, sukuk is classified under financial liabilities of the issuer which are held until maturity. Accordingly, the amortized cost will be used to measure sukuk. Under MFRS 132, sukuk will most likely in an obligation to deliver goods or services and as a financial liability by the issuer, whereby it results in the creation of a present monetary obligation dying on the issuer. For example, we can look at the CIMB Islamic Financial Statement. They have recognized sukuk under financial liabilities, which is 358 million in 2018. Not only that, the details of the sukuk will be disclosed in the notes of 29 in financial statement as below. When Zia Capital Berhad as the SPV issued the sukuk amount to 358 million in 2018. Recognition of the assets from the originator books is a very important and controversial issue and related to other issues like the type of asset and classification of the certificate. Under AOF Syariah Standard number 17, section 4.2, the investment sukuk represent a common share in the ownership of the asset made available for investment, whether these are non-monetary assets, cost, usufruct, services, and made of or mixtures of all. The recognition of the asset transferred by an originator to a SPV, consolidation of the SPV with the originator, and whether sukuk should be measured at amortized cost or at fair value. Most of sukuk issuance usually begin with same process, starting from establishing the SPV. After that, the originators transfer specific asset or the usufruct right of the asset to the SPV. Then the investors subscribe for sukuk and pay the proceeds to SPV. Therefore, the SPV issue sukuk certificates to sukuk holder. Generally, the originator transfer an asset to a SPV. This transfer could be a transfer of the ownership of the asset or right of usufruct asset, and sometimes the transfer is arranged with an arrangement for the asset to eventually the transfer back to the originator. With regard to the classification of sukuk into asset-backed or asset-based, under asset-backed sukuk, the sukuk holder has a resource to underlying assets, and this asset must be separated from the originator books. While asset-based sukuk, the originator keeps the asset in his book, thus sukuk holder has beneficial ownership in the underlying asset. I think that's all from my presentation regarding the accounting recognition on the sukuk, about the regarding the example that I have included in this video, which is CIMB Islamic Financial Statement. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you.